You built a monster. No breath, no heartbeat, just static remains. Hollow reflections, ghosts in the cold. So come burn down my escape. I wanna feel it, come drag me into the void. Let my circuits decay. I'm sorry, but it's too late. You never
Alright, supplemental stream, doing some troubleshooting, trying to help the devs of PMR, Project Motor Racing. As you saw last night, it was a bit of a struggle bus, trying to get some lobbies going due to this intermittent and what seemed to be last night pretty consistent lobby crash, where the host gets crashed by someone else with a potential corrupt file, say, in their computer. Unfortunately, there hasn't been a fix for it, and it's something that on our end we've experienced from day one, and in my opinion is probably the #1 bug in this game to get fixed, because it really crushes the online multiplayer experience, like the momentum side of things. It does seem like it could potentially be a PC side issue. It does, however, crash the PS5 as well if you're hosting on PS5. I was able to duplicate the crash on the same exact crash on both PS5 and PC when I hosted. However, when I hosted with PS5 and I joined with my PC, the PC did not have the crash. So it is a host-specific crash based off of somebody else in the lobby. So basically what we're trying to do here is I'm going to host some lobbies. I'm going to log everybody, because the game does it automatically. I'm not sitting here with a pen and paper writing down every name or taking screenshots. The game itself will log everybody who joins in the lobby, and we're going to try and figure out, essentially, what's causing the crash, or who is causing the crash, and what might be going on, possibly at their end, you know? So, anyway, tangent aside, I guess let's get to it. So, I'm going to jump into the game. First, let me just update this stream to my, my Discord here. Live stream. Publish. All right, that's checked off. Appreciate the support, Stacy. What I like to hear. Nothing but great positivity. I also love how, quick little side note, how remaining positive on things, trying to look at things from a more positive outlook is considered shilling in the modern day. Yeah. Anyway. Under penciling mad. I'm not sure what typo that is. All right, let's get a lobby going here. I don't know why I'm sitting here waiting. Good amount of viewers already, so let's fire this up and see if we can get to work. Difficult to be positive when there are this many issues. Well, issues are getting corrected over time. The game's been out for less than 2 months, and every sim effectively has a ton of problems. I mean, AMS2 and LMU both just had small patches today to fix issues. And they are, especially AMS2, relatively old. So, if the game bothers you too much, the reality is, for now, play something else. You don't have to play the game. No one's, forcing you at gunpoint to say, hey, you have to play this game. If you have problems, you have to tough it out. If you don't enjoy it, play something else. But here, I'm trying to help fix a problem that affects what I do, because I enjoy the game. All right, so let's get a lobby going here. So I don't want to change much from the track is irrelevant. I'm going to basically do this in more of a sprint style fashion. So we're going to do, I'll do like Moss Sport because it was not track specific, this bug. Use mods is actually off by default. So that rules that out for me because I was curious if, having mods on, someone with a, potential corrupt mod or janky mod might be causing a server crash on the host side. It's really about crashing the host, because that is the bug that we're chasing right now. The host is immediately penalized by someone joining the lobby, and it's specific, because it did not happen with console players. So I intentionally forced a lobby last night with just console players, couldn't get it to happen. I'm pretty confident I ruled out it wasn't related to multiclass, but I'm just going to put as much stress on the server as possible by just picking random things. All right, so... Yup. Okay, confirming all this. Let's go one lap, because again, we're not doing this to just race. We're doing this... I would like to complete the entire lobby situation. It did happen during qualifying as well. Or, sorry, with the qualifying off, I believe. Yes, it did happen with qualifying off as well, so it wasn't qualifying. Confirm that. Yep, confirmed. All right, lobby's going up. Yeah, Stacey, and that's the reality of it. If ACC right now is giving you what you desire, then play that, and then come back to this, I get the frustrations, I do. Last night was very frustrating. The game has been a really good experience for me, with the exception of this bug that I'm trying to chase down right now. And admittedly, last night, it was like, there were times where it was like, man, is this like, a maintainable stream? Because I'm talking, there was probably 75% of the lobbies crashed. And it's a bummer to see, but it is what it is. All right, so right now we got 4 people on PC, 1 on console. That's fine. It's a PC-related issue we've found. You could also make the argument that this game is innovative by being crossplay in the sim space. You could give, realistically, as much as a lot of the community likes to, you know, hate on this game or hate on Rensport, something very innovative in the sim space is obviously very arcadey games like F125 and stuff have crossplay. But in the die-hard sim space, your favorite sim is not crossplay. So you can make the argument that crossplay is innovative, even if it's been done for nearly a decade in the first-person shooter genre. That's just where we're at. I will always push for crossplay. You know, I'm kind of bummed that I'm hearing that LMU is only going to be crossplay between PS5 and Xbox and not crossplay between console and PC. But I understand why they're not doing it either. But it's still a bummer. Turn this music down a little bit here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's midday, so it might be, well, midday where I'm at. I don't know where that is, where, as you can see here, I'm the only American in the lobby, so, I mean, maybe, possibly, No Tomorrow is on the same time zone as me, but Canada is also quite large. So he could be anywhere from my time to 3 hours behind me. But everybody else is... So here's what happens. This is the first way to tell if the lobby crashes. Once everybody loads in, is there audio? All right, so there's audio. And if someone can rev, who's in the lobby, the game is not bugged. Yep, okay, so you hear them revving, right? Typically what happens during this crash is we're all loaded in here, but there's no engine sounds. And no one can do what they want. And then when I go to click drive, the game crashes. Right now, the game's gonna work. Watch. Told you. So we'll complete our 1 lap, since that's why I have it set this way. Oh! I just punted Ryan. Sorry, Ryan. That's your penance. I'm also trying this car with default TC on 1. And it hurt me on the hit right there because I just goosed it and I spun quite a bit. Whoa. You're No Tomorrow? Got it. Eastern Standard Time? Alright, so it's noon for you. Alright, so this lobby was good. This is a pass. Yeah, exactly, Ryan, exactly. Well, we do need more people because, unfortunately, 4 people is is a pretty minimal amount, because I can fill a lobby at nighttime. If it's a good amount of momentum, I'll fill a lobby. I'll max out the grid at 32. But yeah, so this is where we need the people's help. Yeah, if you are on PC, I mean, console guys can play too, but unfortunately, if you're joining the lobby to play the game, there's going to be very minimal playing. I'm sticking to like just this one lap nonsense, just because it can get it over with and get, because the crash doesn't happen mid-race or mid-lobby or anything like that. It's just when the lobby starts. That's the bug I'm trying to chase right here. So these are the same 4, with the exception of, actually, he might have been there too before, but he's a console player. So it's really PC players that we need in here. And I know for the US guys, it's a rough time for doing this, which is why all right, so we got Sora in here. Although I don't think Sora is going to be, unless he hasn't updated his computer in a while. Maybe he just played the game, booted the game up. It'd be ironic. Actually, is there a way, Ryan or Sora, you guys can force some conflictory, if that's a word, builds into the problematic folder to force a crash? Like, rather than rely on someone, a random, to come in with, say, a bugged folder that doesn't actually bug their game, but come in and just sort of, like, force some changes to the folder to figure out more specifically what's causing... I don't know where that came from. Real Housewives of New York came out of my voice right there. What's causing the issue? Causing. I'll try to not punt you this time, Ryan. All right. Got Stacy in here. Zora, Tom, Ryan, No Tomorrow, Eagles. Gotcha. Isapor. I will say, video games remind me of, like, flags in other countries that I'm like, I've never seen that one before. I have no idea what this is. But I'm not exactly versed in my world flags. All right, I'll ready up. Vatican City? Gotcha. Pope's house. Yeah, because everything I ruled out last night, I tried different settings and for the lobbies. Qualifying, no qualifying, practice, no practice. Certain checkboxes, this, that, and the other thing, cars. It was not specific to anything. I was able to duplicate the crash in almost every, or in every single scenario, as long as the lobby was big enough. And when I ruled out PC players, because I've tried this too, by turning crossplay off to rule out console players, and the bug still happened with crossplay turned off, and I'm on PC, so it was only PC players. However, when I kind of like forced the, you know, PC guys to not join up, and it was literally a lobby of just 7 other console players, I couldn't get the game to crash. So, one of the PC elitists isn't so elite. This is very true, Sora. This might be one of those scenarios where you just kind of, you know, throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. Little corrupt file here, little corrupt file there. Someone's not getting in. So when you see it hang right here, that's essentially someone who's joining the lobby, currently struggling to get into the lobby. And most likely this person will not get in. But this doesn't typically cause the crash for the host. It's someone getting in that crashes the host. Delete random stuff, see what happens? Exactly. Vatican City AI flag, nice. What's your ping? I'll check next time, Stacy. I didn't see. Yep, we're good. I hear the cars idling. We're good. Someone throw a rev. Maybe not. Oh, there's the rev. So now that we heard the revs, as soon as I click drive, we're good to go. It's very interesting. Because I know in that screen right there, when you see all the cars in the game on the grid, if it's bugged or not. And then when I click drive, the game will crash. Or I should say, the game itself doesn't crash completely, but the lobby crashes. You're under the map, Eagles? Send your log to Ryan or Sora or, you know, carrier pigeon, whatever it takes. Cars are see-through, Stacy, so that's a bug that I've seen as well. Everybody's ghosted for you at the moment. Cars aren't ghosted for me, but for you, they're ghosted. But you can still hit them, I believe. It's a visual bug. Oh. Oh, we all got the bug, I think. Yeah. So, curious, devs, if you want the data on this one, because I'm pretty sure everybody is ghostable right now. I don't see this one often, but I'm seeing it right now. No Tomorrow literally just drove through me. He's got hacks. Let me see if I can drive through him here or if I hit him. Yep, driving through him. I'm curious. Can you catch an actual slipstream from a ghost? I'd be curious to see the metrics on that. Ryan, do you want the log from this one as well? Because people were ghosted. There's spit everywhere. Yeah, I've seen this one a couple times in the last, I don't know why I'm yelling. A couple times in the last few builds. But it's for me, it's super uncommon and never really like I'm talking like once a week type scenario. And it just so happened that it happened here, so. Send me your one as the host. Me and Sora will have one as a client, alright? Documents. Log, copy, paste. Incoming log, Ryan. Had it half a dozen times. Yeah, I've seen it a few times myself. It's just never been one of those things where it's like in all honesty, it's not game breaking. Yes, it's strange and you can't bump anybody, but I mean, you technically shouldn't be bumping anybody. But, you know, it's good that it happened. But yeah, I would say I've had it probably happen at most one lobby once a week. Bottom line is this, ignoring how often I stream or how often I play, in 170 hours, I'd say it's happened a handful of times. Whereas this bug, I can have some nights it never happens, other nights it's the entire stream, you know? And as the game's been getting ironed out, the problem has been becoming more like just there. You notice it more. You pay attention more. All right, so let's see. I don't see anybody new in here, so let's give it a second. Let the lobby grab some people. I typically don't do this during the day because it's a lot easier. So when I stream in my nighttime stream, so 11 o'clock Eastern, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that gets a lot more lobby because, again, a lot of the U.S. right now and Canada, they're all at work, you know? UK pings are high. I mean, that's honestly, for what it's worth, that's not bad. The host is in the United States. So, in my opinion, Australia gets hammered. Australia's double your ping when they join my lobbies. They're 250s or so. I'll be right back. That actually gives me the thought, and it's something I haven't thought about yet as possibly being the culprit, but is it possible that somebody with too high of ping could crash the host? Because no one here has crazy high ping. Yes, most of the guys are over 100, but they're all out of country. You know, the closest guy to me is No Tomorrow, who's Canadian, and he's Eastern time, so he's my side of the country anyway. And he's only 54, which is pretty typical of ping. You know, anything in the United States, East Coast wise, is, from what I see, if you're real close to me, as low as like 20, and this is across all games, not this particular one, is typically anywhere from like, say, 20 as like a really, really good ping to as high as maybe 70 on the worse side of things. But typically 50 is pretty average. But I'm actually wondering because I will say when I stream at nighttime, I get a lot of New Zealand and Australian people playing. And they're all crazy high ping. So that makes me wonder if the ping could potentially be part of the culprit. Regularly do play test with them on. Okay, so 400. Gotcha. Because I've determined that, like, on my end, computer-wise, it's unrelated. Especially when bottom line is, like, regardless, the computer got ruled out when, while I was having these issues, I could duplicate it on PS5. Hey, welcome in, Pete. Thanks for being here. All right, since we got a new guy, Pete, in here, we'll ready it up. I'm trying to wait for new PC users to join the lobby. Because I can tell you that if the same users are entering every time, this is never going to happen, this problem. At first, I thought it was a lobby size issue. Which in the beginning it might have been, very much. That could have been quite a problem, but I haven't noticed that problem now at all. The size of the lobby does not seem to affect if I get in the lobby or not. I've had it happen with 5 people, you know. And that's the reality of it, Marcus. I wouldn't be putting in this much effort into, like, trying to help fix problems in a game if the devs weren't so, you know, passionate appearing, I guess would be the best choice of words. They're active with the community. They want to fix the game, so, or fix the problems with the game, I should say. Because I would not say this game is a broken game. When the people say that, it's like, if this is a broken game, then I don't understand what you think a perfect game is. Because I don't think that game exists. Every game has problems, for sure. Some more than others. This lobby's good, by the way. So, that rules out Pete being the problem. Alright, let's do one more quick lap. Got it. And then I'll change it up. I was ghosting? Gotcha. Yeah, you weren't ghosted on my screen, but I could drive through you. Where I got to a contact point with you, as soon as I did what would be making contact, you would ghost, and I would drive through you, or whatever. So. But hey, even if we don't get to the other problem, maybe this gives them the data for that problem. Because yesterday on stream, I deleted the folder, the problematic folder, and I uninstalled the game and reinstalled the game on stream, and I think the next lobby it crashed. So, but either way, regardless of me trying to convince anybody that it's not my computer, when I hosted on PS5 it happened. So that in itself rules out my computer. All right, Eagles, calm down. It's not like it's a race or anything. You don't need to be in such a rush. Is anybody seeing any ghosting in this lobby? Out of curiosity. You didn't get in? Well, you not getting in could also be that doesn't necessarily rule you out then. I mean, you weren't playing last night though, so. Alright, I'm not ghosted, clearly. Another thing too, have we internally, talking directly to you, Ryan, tested any, like lower upload speed internet hosting? Oh, you screwed the pooch, Eagles. Screw the pooch, Eagles. By that I mean, like, for example, my internet right now, next week we're getting fiber finally because I live in farmland. Although I have pretty good internet, in terms by good I mean very stable internet. But I'm still technically cable. I'm 1,000 download, 35 upload. And I'm streaming. I'm streaming in 20,000 bitrate, essentially. So I'm just to stream, I'm using 20 of my 35 before I host a lobby. However, when I logged Race Room lobby hosting, because I do that when I host Race Room, I have a separate computer for that. I mean, hosting is like the tiniest bit of upload speed required to host a lobby. I wish I was getting 2 gigs. I'm just getting back to 1/1. Farmland life. But honestly, though, 1/1 for me is fine. And by 1/1, I mean 1,000/1,000. I'll never tax that because I'm the only person in the household that's using any level of data or bandwidth, I should say. Yeah, I used to have 1,000/1,000 when I didn't live in farmland, and I've been missing. Because I'll bump it right now. Like I said, I'm streaming in 20,000 bit rate, so I'll bump it right to 100,000 once I get on. Even if I know it's going to be probably pointless, but all right. So let's do. Let's see, what tracks did I know for a fact this happened on, like repeated? It happened on the Nordschleife. It happened on Daytona. So we'll do Daytona. Bump it to 3 laps. Worst case scenario, we can have a little bit of fun in the process. But I will say, I'm also going to change my car. Because we're doing Nordschleife, or Daytona, sorry. I want to be in something with a little more balls. Hi, EJR. Any discussion with the devs about the hazy graphics you have mentioned previously? Yeah, that was specific to replays and spectating. That doesn't happen in the game. And from my understanding, that's related to any form of temporal anti-aliasing. So TAA, DLSS, FSR. I haven't confirmed that on my end by turning it all off and seeing if it does it at all. Just honestly, it's not enough of a problem for me to be like, this to me is the problem. Yes, it's nice to see all the other things get worked out. Obviously, you want everything to be great all at once, but as far as a tier list goes, this is number 1 by like a landslide. So, all right, see, new players, Peter back in. I don't know if I see any new PC players. So I'll give it 30 seconds more and see if we grab any more PC players. Ever wonder about starting League? Absolutely. I've mentioned many times that I want to start. I really wanted to stick to crossplay games for leagues because it's more people, you know. But this is probably number 1 for me for wanting to start a league. But this particular issue needs to kind of go away entirely before I'd start a league, because for casual lobbies, this can be a pain in the ass. For a league, it's going to be, you know, almost impossible to run a league. Unless you... I shouldn't say impossible. Actually, it might even be a little bit easier now that I think about it, because if every person entering in the league has like a checklist of things they've confirmed to possibly avoid this issue, then maybe you could avoid it. But then again, last night on stream, we couldn't get that to happen. I had everybody who was actively joining my stream delete their folder and rebind all their keys and do all that, and we were still able to duplicate it. We couldn't find a source of the problem. Yes, Sora. What are you forcing that? Is that legit? Almost 500 ping? He might be. He very much might be. Because he wasn't like that in the first lobby. Or 2. All right, here we go. Let's see who gets in. Also, if someone doesn't get into a lobby, does sending the log help? Also, I think my game's good to go because my dash here is showing an RPM idle. So I think this game is also not bugged. Ooh. You have a tool to reverse that, Sora? Get negative ping? Essentially, you're in the future? Yep, we're good. I hear them revving, or I hear them idling. There they are. All right, who didn't get in? And is on PC, of course. Console players, not a whole lot you can do as far as getting a log. Just go max it out. I know it's probably the wrong choice on this track, but I don't really care. You crashed to desktop, Eagles? Perfect. Send the log. This is... Right now, guys, we want problems. I mean, you never want problems, but at the very moment, we want to duplicate problems. I gotta say, this is one of my favorite all-time race cars, and I'm happy that this car got a little bit of an adjustment this most recent patch. Because this car, in this particular game, had a little bit too much lift-off oversteer to make it kind of like enjoyable to drive. Now, Ryan, I meant to ask, does this count towards my beating all of the devs? My list? Because technically, if I finish this lap here in first place, that would make 4 devs that I've taken down. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, what Oil Slick said. You know, anytime anybody doing something does something good, regardless of the state whatever it is that they're doing is in, attaboys go a long way. Oh, you're playing the gamepad. Oh, the gamepad card. Gotcha. So what I heard was you're playing the excuse card. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. But like, for example, all right, how many of you guys, let's toss an analogy out there. I am the analogy guy. I like to do analogies. You work for a company. You know, you're fairly good at your job, so you unfortunately get put on all the hard stuff. That's how it always goes. You do a job, and you do a job well. And instead of your boss saying, hey, thank you, attaboy, they go, okay, now go do that. So when you have the community of people just making demands, by the way, I feel like that's almost like what it is right now, is people making demands. You do something positive for the game, and then rather than acknowledge the positive thing they did, you just move on to the next thing. Okay, fix this. You get to a certain point where, like, that wears on you. I know it wears on me, that's for sure. I know it wears on most people. Yeah, I mean, this, like I said, Oil Slick, this is the number one problem we're chasing right now for the league stuff. All right, let's see. I want to try and keep tabs on the names here. Consistent, 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 consistent. Yeah, right now, I honestly don't think we're going to get this lobby to crash unless... Take this one down with a different track. Okay, will do. I will make a new lobby. Close. Create. New track. Let's do... Oof. One of the things I want to do Nordschleifer just because I like the track, but... Oh, we'll do Sebring. Sebring was problematic. Relapse. Winter. Firm. All right, server is going up. But if they make your loaf of bread taste better with a new recipe, you just not say good job on the change? I think people get too bent on living in the past too much. People make mistakes. You know? My analogy for this would be, when are we going to stop blaming the crew of the Titanic for trying to go around the iceberg instead of drive through it? We all know what would have happened now, in hindsight, if they just plowed directly into the iceberg. Ship wouldn't have sank. A lot of people wouldn't have died. But they tried to go around it. Don't you think they're survivors for a really, really, really long time? Said to themselves what they would have done and what they should have done in hindsight? What's the statute of limitations on mistakes and fixing them before you stop blaming them for making the mistake and focus on the changes they're making to rectify the mistake? I know you're here trying to help. I'm just trying to use a little bit of that positive mindset. All right. I don't recognize Ralphie. That looks like a new one, possibly. Hey, welcome there, Benito Mussolini. Even though he wasn't the culprit. He was in the stream all last night. He wasn't the problem. Console player. I play on PS5 and PC, but I primarily play on PC. However, I don't have... The only wheelbase I have that's PS5 compliant is my G923. And I couldn't tell you the difference between the force feedback and a G923 between GT7 and PMR because there's virtually no force feedback. It's 2 newton meters. So, unfortunately, to answer your question, I can't. All right, we lost the one guy that was different, so let's give it a second here. Sounds good, Sora. You can join soon to mess up the servers. It sounds good, Fway. I don't have a time frame on this, but I figure a couple hours or so. 3 hours, whatever. Doesn't matter. The latest I could possibly go doing this would be another 5 hours. I can go till 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I prefer to not go that long. But that's the latest I technically can go. Let's see. Yep, nobody knew. Yeah, going from a G923 to a Moza R9 is absolutely going to be a kick in the pants. It's funny because when I had my original G923, this is my second G923, I bought it as a travel rig. Yes, I am that ridiculous where I have a travel collapsible rig for when I go to like the in-laws place for a week or whatever and I have nothing to do and everybody's in bed by 9 o'clock and I'm up till 3 a.m. All right, I'll give this lobby a shot, but I don't think it's going to crash because I don't see any new names. But anyway, on my original G923, I thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm like, wow, this force feedback thing is really incredible. And then I got into direct drive stuff. And then when I go back to that G923, I'm like, oh my God, this wheel just doesn't have force feedback. What you thought was once amazing got ruined by the reality of, you know, the spectrum and how high it can go. So yeah, the short of that is you're gonna you're going to get a real nice kick in the pants. I do plan on getting an RS50, though, for my travel rig when I have that kind of money to waste on something that gets used very rarely. Struggle to use regularly? Yeah, the DD Pro is... I do think the DD Pro needs a bit of an update. It's just because it's an older DD. But, yeah, no, the DD Pro was my first direct drive. And it's eye-opening. It's eye-opening. Yep. How would I compare ACC to PMR? The only thing I like better in ACC is driving a GT3. Here's the thing. Objectively speaking, ACC is a one-trick pony. Yeah, this lobby is not bugged, by the way. For example, the car that I'm currently in, this CLK, to me, no matter what the game is a far better car than any GT3 car ever could be. And ACC cannot do that. But the one thing I will give to ACC is I do like solo driving. So if I'm by myself doing a time trial, I really like the GT3 experience. But racing in GT3 is stale. I'm sorry, racing in ACC for me personally, is stale. There's not enough excitement to the racing. This offers way more excitement. So, in my opinion, there's way more game here. That even with the state of like ACC having no problems, and this game having some problems, I would still rather play this and deal with the problems than play ACC. And a big part of that, too, to ACC's defense, is I'm just not that into GT3 racing. Hey, Devs, quick question. If you're on PC, what gamepad is your go-to recommended gamepad, or do you have one? Just wondering. If you found a particular gamepad works better than another one, like say an Xbox controller works better than a PS5 controller, or vice versa, or, you know, just curious. Oh, PMR has way more cars to choose from. That doesn't even compare. More, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're going to be adding more cars and more tracks, but I would say from a pure variety standpoint, I would say tracks are probably a more moddable thing for mods to put in. Stuff that's not on the docket by the devs themselves. Because, like, I'm a Watkins Glen guy. I love me some Watkins Glen. A lot of people like Laguna Seca. Personally, I'm not much of a fan, so I don't really miss that. But that's another fan favorite. But me personally, the Nordschleife is like mandatory. It's like the track. LMU doesn't have it, and I know it's WEC, so I get it. But for me, like, that's the proving grounds, you know? I gotta turn that off in my telemetry. A white flag. My wheel is just blinking in my face right now that it's the last lap. Like, I know that. Oh! Almost lost it. I'm braking clearly too early right there. Yeah, RS50 is definitely a great wheel. If you're looking for console support, I'm a Logitech. I mean, I like Logitech as a company in general. I buy a lot of their peripherals. I've had the DD Pro. I did not have the RS50, but I've used my buddies. But bottom line is, if you're looking for console support, until some of these other brands like Simagic or Moser in the higher end starts getting more console support, I would always go Logitech. I'd always recommend Logitech. I do think Logitech needs a bit more of a buff on the software side of things, on their own software, because they don't give you a lot of control over the force feedback through their software. But other than that, you know, the biggest thing that hurts Logitech is the lack of ecosystem. And they've been expanding it, but, I mean, how long have Logitech fans been asking for an H-pattern shifter? A Pro variant, or something that's not that toy that they give away in half their sales, you know? Fanatec, I'd say, is better if you're more into the an expansive ecosystem. So if that's like your shtick, then yes, I would agree. Fanatec is better. From I think a reliability and overall quality standpoint, it's hard to argue with Logitech's consistency, you know. But I really hate when they make, you know, decisions to, like, for example, the RS hub on the RS wheel on the Logitech stuff. Their button layout forces you to buy a Logitech branded and made wheel. You can't just put, like, for example, my Simagic hub, that's the exact same thing as the RS hub in terms of what it is. I have a genuine Sparko wheel on it, and I can bolt any combo wheel I want to it because of the way the hub's laid out, and a lot of them are like that. But Logitech forced you into their ecosystem, which is limited, and it's very strange decisions to do that. I know they want to sell their wheels, their collab wheels and stuff, but you can still do the collab wheels without forcing you to customers to not, like, the collab. My Sparko wheel is still $350, which is more expensive than any of the collab wheels. So, I don't know. I feel like I'd be a terrible CEO because I would probably make too many of the right decisions and we'd go out of business. Which in turn, I guess, would be the wrong decisions, but hey, that's life. Alright, the gamepad difference. I prefer Xbox just because the analog sticks are better for racing. PS5 I find slip too much. Gotcha. Alright, you take a screen break. I'll leave the stream on for a bit in case any breakages again. But also drop me a tag just in case. Will do. And if I do get any broken lobbies, I'll make sure to send you the log. Did we try Nordschleifer with quality? No, I'll do that now. You can never convince me to not race on the Nordschleifer. Ever. And I am practicing saying Schleifer with the, you know, the E at the end, like Porsche. Because I always say Porsche. I always say Nordschleife. It just is what it is. I'm an ignorant American. Cut me some slack, Jack. We'll do a 5-minute quali. We'll do 1 lap on the Nordschleife. I'm not trying to spend all day in each individual lobby because, again, this is the goal of this is testing. So. But yeah, tell your friends, tell your family, get them in here. If they're on PC, we need PC players because we believe the source of, and by we I mean they, the devs. I'm just someone trying to help. The bugs must be shot. Yeah, the bugs see the exterminators in the lobby and they don't want anything to do with it. This is the definition of when your car's got a rattle noise and you bring it to the dealer when it's under warranty and they can't duplicate the noise when they have the car. This is literally that. One thing you dislike is the power switch on the cable. What power switch on the cable are you referring to, Fway? Typical, we don't get one in the hour. Exactly. Yep. They technically have the license for McLaren, like ETR said, but they haven't done anything with it. They have their new $130 wheel. I like it better than the RS wheel, but for the price, I doubt it's any more comfortable. I doubt it offers anything other than a different look, you know? Or the Simagic Alpha wheelbase. You're on the new stuff, the Evo, right? Or are you on the old wheelbase, Fway? The original Alpha line. Could upgrade to like a ROG Ally from a PS5. Oh, 100%. I would get into a better wheelbase. ROG Ally is a handheld, correct? I'm also not a handheld guy. As I look at my original 1987 Game Boy, still. Same guys are still in here. I don't think we're going to have the problem with the same group of guys, unfortunately. Let me see if I see anything in the Discord here in terms of people. Actually, you know what? Hello, Peter.
What's up?
What's going on?
Having a good day.
Very nice. Doing anything productive or doing what's important, playing video games?
I'm just glad to see someone trying to help the devs out with this stuff.
Well, I'll get labeled for it, but I don't really give a shit what anybody thinks about me. That's the biggest thing. I'm also the simpleton, too, when it comes to, like, not listening to the nonsense. Like, I know freedom of speech and blah, blah, and this, that, and the other thing that people will always harp on, but, like, if you are the equivalent of someone driving by my house shouting ridiculous things at me, and I have an ability to make you go away forever with the click of a button, well, I press the button. I don't know you. And people are always worried about that. Like, oh, well, this person blocked me because I didn't like what You're right. Yeah, you are correct. I did that. What's the problem? I am very, very set in my ways, and I'm very petty. But I also like to think I'm pretty honest. Anyway. No problem, Keen. Thanks for being here. But anytime you guys are on PC, if you experience a bug, the log file, save it. The game automatically logs. Good thing is we at least got the file to them for the ghosting. Yep, this lobby's good too. Yeah, let me save a setup here. Let's see. Max rear wing. I like how I put EJR as like my you know, setting save. Like someone else is going to be playing this game. Alright, for now let me check my... Dude, I'm telling you, I'm right there with you on that one, Oil Slick. They have far more patience than I do. Like, I'm all for constructive criticism in a respectful way. Always have, always will be. But the people that just come in and just talk shit, I'm sorry. Let's see, what was I trying to do here? I forgot. Oh, device, this... these guys. Yep, TC. So how do I turn them off? Unless it's just baked in. But I can't turn them off for the white flag. Because these lights right here on the sides of the screen, they blink white the whole time I'm on the last lap. Guess I could make them static, but I like them for TC. Oh well. Takes a delicate balance and a lot of patience. Yeah, you have the balance part figured out. I tell people where to go and how to get there almost immediately. I can't. Like I said though, I'm self-employed, so I have the self-employed, like, and I'm by self-employed I mean like I don't have anybody who works for me. I'm like a one-man wrecking crew. I do the whole thing. So I am HR. I am customer service. I am the mechanic. I am the tuner. I'm the guy who sets up appointments. I'm the social media representative. Mind you, I have a small business, though, so it's not like this is impossible to do. But the point is that I do it all. So I'm that guy that, like, you know, when you're talking to the customer and they ask to speak to the manager, I go, no problem, and I do a 360 and I turn around, hi, I'm the manager. But no, I don't have any patience for entitlement. Entitlement is the number one thing for me that gets me. I don't care what problem we've had or whatever the case is. If I'm trying to actively help you and you are just putting on your entitlement helmet, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, Ryan, it's funny. I was called a shill for not hating your game, essentially. I'm shilling the game for YouTube growth. If anybody knew me in real life or knew where I came from, they would know that I am anything but that. I burn bridges like crazy with companies that would make me money. Soul is not for sale, boys. Also, you guys want to know how much money I've made streaming since I started 2 months ago? Streaming this, anyway. $500. Which is good. I'm not complaining about that by any means. But, whoop, crashing. When's the last time anybody made $500 in essentially 2 months and made a living? Just curious. I don't rely on this to make a living. I do this purely for fun and enjoyment. And if it becomes a side gig, cool. I'm down with that too. I'm not gonna complain. This is purely for fun for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play video games, the games that I choose, for fun. And I'm sorry if I have more fun in this than I do in iRacing. And that makes me a criminal. But, shit, it is what it is. Oh, so we're in overtime. I'm not going to finish this lap. Hoot. Read some comments here. Appreciate the sub, D-Mark. Let's see. Rensport has the Nords behind paywall. Didn't know that till I bought it. Womp womp. Yeah, I have everything. I've paid, unfortunately. Like, that's the thing. Outside of all of iRacing and a little bit of Race Room, I've bought everything. So, the money I've spent on this game is tiny in comparison to what I've spent on every other sim. Same, and you barely have followed. I mean, don't get me wrong. The bigger this gets for me in terms of the streaming side of things, you're gonna get more and more haters. That's just life. But yeah. How am I able to get physical activity and exercise while spending a lot of time doing sim racing? Well, for what it's worth, look at it like this. I don't spend a lot of hours doing this. It might seem like I do, but the reality is that I don't do this. Like, I don't sim race very often when I'm not streaming. Because I look at it like, well, if I'm going to sit in this rig and actually spend some time here, I'm going to stream. You know? So, on average, 8 hours a day, 3 days a week is how long I stream. And how many people work in an office 40 hours a week that aren't at least fighting the force feedback and pushing down on a load cell? While I'm not getting anything I would consider peak level exercise in this thing, I'm getting far more exercise than the person who works in an office. But that being said, I'm still not in this thing that often. It just seems like I am because when I am in this, I'm streaming. Also, clean eating is a big part of all of that stuff. For example, I lost from May to November before I started streaming. But while just sim racing and living my life without working out, I lost 40 pounds. From 185 to 145. So
I wish there was a countdown to the
I
start.
totally forgot you were in here, Pete. Holy moly, that just scared the hell out of me.
Sorry.
You're good. No, not your fault. You've been so quiet. I forgot all about it. Oh man. Not to mention I don't shut up, so that doesn't help. But
I said I wish there was a counter to the start.
I agree. It's honestly, it's just that there is a counter. It's actually no, there isn't a counter now that I think about it. But it's once everybody clicks drive, it automatically starts. Oh, I screwed up. I tried to tree everybody. All I did was tree myself. Well, now I got to put 15 seconds on everybody. Let's get it on.
I got a late start.
I thought I was triple O in that one, but I did not. Clearly I broke out, or I red lighted. Yeah, this car used to be really hard to drive in these S-curves because of oversteer, and they cleaned it up. Small little changes, man. It's all it takes to go from a... This is one of my favorite cars, the CLK. I love this car. Like, now that this car works the way I feel like it should, I'll never use any other car in this class.
I'm kind of stuck on the 787.
Well, that's a Group C. This is GT1. But, yeah, 787's a badass car. That's one of my favorites. The only rivaling car for me is the Sauber. And luckily, they're spec'd so differently in this that I can use them in different cases. Like the Sauber, I'll always use the Sauber on Spa and Daytona because they're such high mile-an-hour tracks that, you know, or like, say, Monza, you know. Whoop. We've almost gotten our penalty lead. See, this is my kind of Nordschleife challenge. 15-second penalty off the rip. All right, I got to win by at least 15 seconds. Will I choke? I got a second to find. I might stream tonight too. Just to try and, I really want to try and get to the bottom of this problem. And it's typically a bigger lobby issue, so I'll see if I can duplicate it tonight and then...
I wonder if this game does like a checksum.
No! I knew that was coming too.
enter.
Alright, good. I'm going straight. Going straight. We're going straight. I'm sorry, say that again. I was crashing when you started speaking.
I wonder if this game does like a checksum when people enter the lobby to see if their game is compatible with everybody else.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't do it where we can see it, but I wonder if it does it internally.
Yeah. No, the lobby, no password. Even with the 15-second penalty.
Be right back.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to think, what do I want to stream tomorrow? Because I like to keep my daytime streams a bit more analytical. I'm not sure what I want to do tomorrow. I want to compare this and something else. I'm thinking, I know one of the streams, but it's going to be the worst. It's going to be a poor performance for PMR, but I want to do the LMDH comparisons between all the sims. They're one of the hardest cars to get right. And effectively because I don't know also what those cars drive like in real life. None of us do. You know. Alright, Fway. Let's see if you can crash me. We're not going to do the Nordschleife again, though. I love the Nordschleife, but I need something a bit more simple for the sake of the stream. Let's do some Donington. Do 5-lapper. It's not going to matter. None of this is going to matter. It's an entry into the lobby issue, so. GT1 car feels like a rocket, right? I might actually jump for this track into a GTO.
Hurry.
Oh, Furry's in here. Perfect. You are just the man I wanted to see. I wanted to get I wanted to get a
thing, but I thought I'd jump in to
perfect.
see if it fails.
Yep, that's what we're trying to do. Of course, the devs were all 3 or 4 devs were in here for like an hour, and not a so far not a single one has crashed. So.
As you drive it off the lot, it will.
All right, so we got Fway and Fury in here. Or I can't not say Fury. It's so hard for me to say Furry. You're just Fury from now on. You're too fast to be Furry. You're Fury.
Like a shark skin makes it faster. Just hair.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
Ooh. Alien S. Or aliens. All right.
What flag is that?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Oh, you know, I'm living the dream.
Heard that. Good stuff on the Simagic.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congrats on that. Yeah.
Thank you. About time one of my massive like financial investments pays off in one of my hobbies.
Right?
But I guarantee you
yours,
now
Chronos.
I'm gonna be. I guarantee you now I'll get labeled a shill for Simagic too.
Oh, for sure.
That's just how it goes. God forbid you actually like the product that you get affiliated with. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great product, so.
If anybody knew me from the bike world that I come from, they would understand why if I back a product, then, you know, there's a good chance it's going to be decent. Because I'm a shrewd when it comes to that. I do not sell a product, or by sell, I mean affiliate myself, putting my name on a product of something that I think is dog shit for the sake of making money. I've given up, trust me, I have given up so much money. Like, I'm a dealer for some really, really expensive stuff in the bike world, and I don't sell their products because I don't like them, and I give up a lot of. So, for example, carbon fiber fuel tank for a motorcycle is roughly $2,500 retail. I'm a dealer. I get 50% off, meaning if you buy the tank through me for say $2,500, I make $1,250 on it by simply being the handoff guy. And I have sold 0 of them. Because I don't think that's a good product. They've sent me the products to test. I tested them behind the scenes. I told them, like, listen, I won't run this on my bike, and I'm not comfortable selling this to anybody. Their response was, okay, send it to this address. I sent it to somebody else, another address. I recognized the name, of course. And it was an influencer in the bike world, and they sold it for 20% off and made the profit. So, that's that. I'm so confused, Smiling Speedster. Haven't time for this in the last times, but I hope really much this will develop to great. I really don't feel like that's language barrier. I feel like there's just like too much alcohol involved in that statement. Maybe it's language barrier and I'm being a dick, but
They were texting and driving.
that was that. I tried to like read between the lines on that because normally I can in translation issues, but that
Sounds
is
like Pennsylvania Dutch.
that was a rough one for me.
Whoa.
Yeah, be careful. You're talking smack on Fway's
my
natives
territory,
here,
man.
on Roboito's natives.
Hey now, throw the cow over the fence some hay once.
God, I miss going back and just smelling manure. The best.
Wow.
It's the best.
I love Pennsylvania.
So do I. I'm trying to be back.
It's too north for me.
Really?
Oh yeah. I live where I want to live, put it that way. I grew up in New England, so trust me,
Oh yeah.
I'm good with snow.
I was in the Lehigh Valley.
You're in Florida, right, Peter?
Now, yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch The Rip yet?
Yeah, oh god, it was good.
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you, I love a J-Lo-less Ben Affleck. He sucks when he's with her, but when he's not with her and he's back with my boy Damon, oh man, can they make a movie?
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. I was worried because it was a Netflix release, you know, and you already know how Netflix releases go.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Brake markers are missing again. I saw that yesterday in one of the races as well.
And as someone who has a lot of experience with a lot of Cubans down in South Florida, Ilea was accurate in that movie. Yeah, I know a
They're not
lot.
crazy.
I know a lot of Cubans to the bike scene. A lot of Cubans. I ordered more bracketry and stuff to try and get my second monitor on this rig, the monitor I want to have, because this little one keeps shutting off and it just pisses me off. Just shut off again, as I said that. As soon as I said that, operating the H pattern just turns it on and off.
That's weird.
It's just it's USB-C powered, and the connection to the power is just junk. It's an $80 monitor. So it's not exactly anything worth writing home about, but I have my 27-inch OLED that I want to put on here as my second monitor. Doing nothing except sitting at a desk for my laptop.
Where are you gonna put it at?
To my right, where it is right now. But I have to build up the aluminum extrusion on this rig because it's too heavy to mount it to like a single sort of mounting setup. So I bought a TV wall mount for like a small TV, and I bought more aluminum extrusion to attach to what I currently have here. I'm far more invested in this rig than like a flagship level aluminum extrusion rig. It's kind of funny. Always costs more money to do things differently, and I just spun out. That's fine. Go back to the pit for now. Yeah, because I have the FGT Pro from Next Level Racing, which is already is comparable in price to some of the more expensive aluminum extrusion rigs, and I built an aluminum extrusion cage around it, so I can do whatever.
It sturdy?
So, well, no, not to make it sturdy. It's this thing is far more sturdy than this is 50 millimeter, very, very thick steel tubing. You're not moving this rig. This thing is rock solid. It's actually crazy how stiff this thing is. Like, because my buddy has the V2 of the TR8, Track Racer TR8, TR8 Pro, I believe it is, and that thing
moves, right?
That thing moves so much by comparison to this thing. Like it's mainly his wheel deck. You can like pull it back and forth. It's very comparable to the Playseat Trophy, surprisingly. Still a really nice piece, but like it's still 50 millimeter steel tubing, but it's clearly not as thick. Because this rig is insane. Like with no attachments, just the core rig itself, it's 140 pounds.
Which one do you have?
The Next Level Racing FGT Pro.
GT Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that before I got my ASR because they look pretty cool.
I like it a lot.
But then I saw that one video where the wheelbase kind of moves, and I was like,
It doesn't move. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know what people do in these reviews. I watched that Carl guy or whatever review where he like just could not set it up correctly. It's like, Bro, what do you do? I'm watching you actively do things wrong in your review video, and this
Yeah.
is what you do for a living, you know? But then they have other videos of people standing on the wheel deck and jumping up and down on it, and it's not moving. That is much more in line to my experience. I can tell you right now, if I grab my wheel and try ripping this thing back and forth, I will bend my Sparko wheel long before I move the pedal deck.
Probably not tightening the bolt all the way.
I don't know. I truly don't know what people are doing. But the cage around it doesn't support the rig. It just allows me to attach to it whatever I want, whenever I want. My wheels bolt to it, my camera, my monitor. I have a tray table built around it. I essentially built an ASR, but it's all 40/40 tubing. It's aluminum. It's not anything heavy duty. But I built myself an entire 40/40 rig around the rig. It's got to be 300 plus pounds easily. Easily 300 plus pounds.
You got wheels underneath it, or?
Nope,
you
nope,
just
it's
slide
never going to move until I build a room for it. Yeah. It's got my butt kickers attached to it. It's got so much going on here. But I'm
You said ASR, did you mean Advanced Sim Rig?
yes.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I like it. ASR, it was between this rig and getting an ASR, and the ultimate reason I went with this over the ASR was tariffs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I was in primetime tariff confusion where they couldn't even tell me. They were like, honestly, we don't know. We have no idea
That's
what,
shit.
you know, and like that ultimately, and it's not their fault, but it ultimately lost the sale for them, you know? Whereas
Yep.
this rig, I was able to get through Amazon because it was in the States, so no tariffs.
Yeah, I think I only got about 80% back from the tariffs and taxes,
Yeah,
and that's because I was fighting every day for it.
yeah, yeah. I'm lazy. I would have just bent the knee and said, screw it. Money's gone. I don't care.
Yeah, it took about 90 days to get a check.
Oof. But I do like
UPS.
Race?
I do like the ASR 6 Legacy version, even though it's just the ASR 6 just brought back. But I don't like what they did with the Pro, where they like made it so that you can attach less things to it. It's the same rig, but with flat facing instead of the open. Oh boy, that's not good. I totally. Oh, now it's really bad. All right, now we're going backwards.
Yeah, I have the flat face, so I can't really mount anything to the sides.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it. I like the ASR 4 too. Realistically, I only need an ASR 4, but the 6, the Legacy, isn't much more money. I get sturdier or bigger, you know, side paneling, but the biggest thing is I get the open face, which is what I want. But if I build a room where I can have 2 rigs in it, and by build a room I mean finish the unfinished part of my house, I'll use this this will become my girl's rig, or wife, whatever, and I'll buy an ASR for myself. But realistically, I don't need to do that at all, because I love this thing that I'm sitting in. It's super comfortable. The only thing that like I don't like about a rig like this is that I can't swap the seat. I'm stuck with what I have for a seat forever, unless I really re-innovated it. And I think I would probably draw the line at tinkering at that point and just buy, you know, an ASR.
You add motion to that?
Yeah, like I said, I have a cage around it, so it's bolted to the cage. So like it sits on top of
gotcha.
it. So essentially with me, if I wanted to put motion on this, I would just bolt it to the frame that I've bolted the rig itself to. Yeah, you can do it. The thing about metal, 'cause I used to be build submarines and be a welder and stuff, you can do anything. You can do whatever you want.
Yep.
If you have a creative like mine, you can build any. You don't have to buy, like, because originally with a lot of sim racing equipment, pre-built rigs weren't a thing. The equipment to build them yourself was. and you just have to design sort of your own layout. Whereas now everybody makes a rig, and everybody forgets that, you know, you can build completely from the ground up your own setup. You know, you see the guys who make it out of wood, well, that's originally how it was. Except they just sold stock, like aluminum extrusion stock, and you would just put it together yourself with all your own sort of stuff. But it's gotten a lot more mainstream now, so.
For the kids, building them a wooden rig.
Yeah.
Shopping around for a wheel. Probably go with the G9 or the G29, whatever it's called.
Well, if the time works out right, I'll sell you my G923 that I have that I barely used. It's brand new. I bought it for my travel rig because my plan is to get an RS50 when, you know, I feel like wasting money on a wheelbase that's never going to get used.
All right. Kids will probably use it like twice. That's done. There's not a lot of options really for a PlayStation. I was looking at like cheap options.
Yeah. I think the RS50 is the way to go right now if you want to play on console. From a cost versus what you get standpoint.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys have brake markers on the track?
No.
Is that a known issue?
I don't know. I've never seen it before, actually. I noticed the track was a little emptier.
I had it yesterday in 1 or 2 races.
Isn't that an assist option?
So another question, how's the Simpro 3 Beta? How's it? Do you recommend installing it? I haven't installed it.
What is it? The Simpro what? Oh, okay, sorry.
software.
It's, I like it, but it's not much different, honestly. It really feels like more like a 2.5 than a 3.
Yeah, that's what I read in the comments.
But I do like some of the features better. It is a little buggier, but it's in beta, so I mean that's kind of part of the territory. But I deleted 2.1 because you can run them simultaneously because they're not the same. Like it's not 3 doesn't override 2. It's like another software. So, but I also figured out what's up with PMR. We got to the bottom of that now. Who's got to fix it? I don't know. If it's a telemetry issue from PMR or if it's Simpro directly. But I found out why the shift light doesn't work, like the RPM doesn't work, and how to make it work. But it doesn't really work very well. You can't go over 50%. It doesn't log anything past 50% of the RPM. So, like, to set up your shift light, you would start at, like, 1% and then work your way up to 50. And then have the shift light come on at like 40% and stay on to 50%. You can't if you try and set it up the way you would think a shift light would be set up, to where it would 100%'s the rev limiter. So you'd want the shift light to come on at like 90 or 95. It just will not work. The entire dash, it doesn't work past 50. Nothing does. But it works under 50, and you have to set the shift light to basically be like 50% is the rev limiter. And you want the shift light to come on at 40. But where it still doesn't work well is 35% is real 35%. So you have nothing in between, which is fine, I guess. If you want the shift light to work, then you can technically still have a shift light. But as far as a staging up to the shift light, it's really just no way to do it.
I'll just leave it off.
That's what I do. That's exactly what I do. It's my favorite telemetry feature, unfortunately. I love having a shift light, but it is what it is. Although now that I have the FX Pro wheel, I appreciate all of the other telemetry that comes with the screen. Tire temps, lap time, gear position, all that stuff on the screen is so good. You can see your
Yeah, that's the problem.
deltas, everything. I would, I mean, I'm not going to say don't get the FX Pro. We obviously have to wait, but I would say wait for now. My honest opinion would be wait for now to see what the Zeus wheel is and how much it is. Or I know what it is, but I'm saying how much it costs when it comes out. Because the FX Pro is technically the old generation wheel. So like you have the GT Neo and you have the Neo-X hub. That's the new generation stuff that the Zeus wheel is going to sort of mirror. So feature-wise, the Zeus has all of the stuff the GT Neo does, plus some, whereas there are things the GT Neo has that the FX Pro doesn't have. For example, if you're looking at the stream, you have a GT Neo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll pull it up on the stream a little bit. Live screen. All right, so if you look here at the button layout, right here, you only have one of these rotary encoders for like setting in the menu, and it's down here in the middle. Whereas on, say, the GT Neo, there's one. Oh, that's upside down. There's one on the, trying to do this correctly.
Left and right.
Left and right, but it's mirrored in my screen, so I'm like confusing myself. But there's only one in the center here. Where is it? Whereas on the new Zeus wheel coming out, it mirrors the GT Neo and the Neo-X hub, where there's an encoder on each side. So the reason why it's a little bit of a pain in the ass with the FX Pro is so what I normally do is with the GT Neo and the the GT Neo and the Neo-X, I make it so that the button layout has the same numerical button, so I can, whatever I bind in a game, I can just swap wheels and the buttons do all the exact same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Without having to swap
sense.
a wheel layout or something like that. I can't do that with the FX Pro. I have to make a separate wheel layout. But what I was getting at, though, is that the FX Pro is the old gen stuff. It's it's your wheelbase generation. The new Evo line, which is the GT Neo and the Neo-X hub, and then the upcoming Zeus wheel. The Zeus wheel is the new version of the FX Pro, or the successor, I should say. So, but it depends on what it costs.
Right.
If it's like $200 more than the FX Pro, they might have to lower the price of the FX Pro.
How much is that wheel?
Right now it's $550, and that's the reduced price currently. It was like $700.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Oh, it's a
You
badass
got people
wheel.
out
It's
there asking for like $2,000 for a wheel.
Yeah. It's definitely, of the three wheels I have, it's the most badass. But it's missing some quality of life things that the new generation stuff has. Here, we'll do good old Red Bull. Oh, I don't think we're going to see a crash today, boys. I have to wonder if it was one of the people in the Discord last night. There was a lot of people in there, and it was like, as much as I want to keep this a communicative style of streaming, when you get too many people in the Discord, it makes for a bad stream because there's just people just talking, and then there's no real authority in the actual conversation. It's just noise,
Everyone's over talking each other.
Yes. Thanks for just going to make some dinner. It's almost 8 p.m. here, so it's about time. Gotcha. Yeah, I appreciate you being here, buddy. Thank you.
I thought when I saw graphic changes or updates, I thought they were going to fix that the curves reflecting in your car.
Oh, I don't think that's ever going to get fixed because I've noticed since I noticed it in this game, I now see it in Race Room and I now see it in AMS2.
Really?
And AMS2. So I know Giants is technically a different engine than the Madness engine, but there are a lot of similarities I'm seeing in gameplay between the engines. So I don't know if that's the developer's sort of taste showing through, but I don't see that going away. In all honesty, though, I don't mind it as much.
What are you talking about?
So if you drive over like reflectors or curbs, you can see the color of it, kind of the hue sort of reflect inside the car. It's the way they have their reflections built. It just absorbs some of the shaders underneath the car into the cabin. course, we got
Oops.
all console players here. All console players.
You won't really notice it until you see it.
Yeah.
You can't stop seeing it.
For me, I see more like visual artifacts than a lot of other things. But I think is like that shader thing with the reflections, that's 100% built into AMS2. And I never noticed it until I noticed it in this.
I never noticed it either.
Well, try not to.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
I think I see it more in Daytona than any other track.
Daytona, yeah, Daytona's objective. Well, I think Daytona in general has a lighting problem.
Do you think the motion blur is a little better now with this update?
I don't even think this game has motion blur.
I don't know.
And if whatever motion blur this game has, it's baked into it.
What I meant was left to right smearing of the image.
I don't.
When turning, seems a little better.
Well, I will say this. I was doing a lot of FPS testing the other day, and I noticed this particular update. While the overall average frame rate didn't really change, it looks like the lows got a lot better. So, for example, when I was not streaming, and I was running DLSS quality with no, well, it's forced 180 frame limit, but I would see anywhere from an average of 150 to 180 FPS. And then when I locked it down to 144, which is my refresh rate, if the average was 144, my low was like 120, and my high was like 167. But before that update, the lows would be in the 90s. So I picked up my low point is 30 frames or so higher, even though the averages are roughly the same. So what that tells me is, while the average frame rate isn't better, frame times are better. So that could be making it seem smoother to you.
Yeah.
Frame times are so much more important than frame rate, it's not even funny. Good frame time. Like, why do you think Gran Turismo 7 looks so good? Great frame times. You know, even though it's only 60 frames. People think they're getting more frames than they actually are. Oh! I have the feeling I'm going to punch this monitor the last day I use it. Because it's going in the trash. Like, I'm not saving it, so... Realistically, it's probably one of the few times in my life I get to punch a screen. And it not have financial repercussions.
Make a YouTube short.
Right?
Alright, dude, I gotta run.
What? You just got here.
Yeah, my little one has the flu and he ended up getting up, so...
This guy.
If you're on tonight, I'll be on tonight.
Alright, I'm considering streaming tonight. Just cause.
I'll keep a lookout.
Alright, sir.
Alright, dude. See you guys.
No problem.
Okay.
See you. I don't think we're going to get a single damn crash today. How is this like... Because here's the thing, right? The devs are in the same boat. You think they don't know the problem exists and they don't care about getting to the bottom of it?
No, they do. It's have a hard time reproducing it.
Yep. I'm the one person I think if it happens the most to. And I can't reproduce it right now. Here, take me, sir.
Getting 135 FPS.
Good. I run frame gen simply because of the stream. If I don't stream, I don't have to run it.
Getting 10 milliseconds of delay. .5 animation delay.
Oh! Whoa! Oh, he took us out. He took us out. I thought I was going to avoid him, but
Oh crap! That guy snuck up on me quick there. Fuck.
I'm still posted a time. Track limit didn't hurt me. Every time I shift into first or third, this monitor shuts off. Piece of shit. The other, it's not, I mean, it's annoying, but it's only been a problem one time where it freaked out the computer and like both of my screens were going back and forth between black and being powered because it was trying to figure out what the primary monitor was. While I was streaming, I mean.
You run an AMD, right?
No, I have an AMD CPU, but I have an NVIDIA GPU.
Oh, are you running 4.5 DLSS?
I have not set it manually, so I have no idea. I just downloaded the drivers, and I've been playing the game. That's it. So if it's something you have to set up manually, then no, I am not. Like, if you have to force it in a game, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm not sure what it does when you just download it by itself. I just use Video Inspector to fuck that app shit.
I have the I don't have the NVIDIA app. I just use the OG control panel. I don't have the app installed. I don't want bloatware. I know there's some features that are beneficial, but I'm just anytime I can keep a software off my computer, you know. I know SimHub is technically the better telemetry software, but I prefer to run what operates my ecosystem from just a simplicity standpoint.
But you can't force the quality code in the NVIDIA control panel. You gotta use Inspector.
Yeah.
And once you do it in Inspector, you just close it. It doesn't run in the background.
Yeah.
So it's way better than the app.
Do you have to change it every time, or does it stay permanent?
No, it stays the same.
What's it called? NVIDIA Inspector?
Yeah.
Never used it.
It's on GitHub.
Ah, the old GitHub.
You just go tell it to run M and pick the whatever quality or whatever you want. Performance. I'm running ultra performance in PMR and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm running quality. I run
quality looked a little better, but it put a hit on the FPS.
Yeah. That's why I run frame gen when I'm streaming, because I lose about 20% of my frames when I stream. So like if I'm playing off stream, which unfortunately I don't do very often, I run DLSS quality and I won't drop below my 144 frame refresh rate, so I can lock it there and it's like it never changes. But when I'm streaming, it frequently goes below the 144. And I wish my eyes weren't sensitive to it, but I can absolutely see the frame rate drop. Even if it only goes to like 135. Frame times are the thing.
Yep.
You know? And
it needs to be stable.
Yep. So, I mean, yes, there is a little bit of like artifacting that does happen from frame gen, but as far as latency is concerned, I would have to run it on some form of metric to be able to see it, because I cannot feel it at all. Like, at all. Now, if I run a monitor not in game mode, I can feel that in spades. Oh, wipeout. Oh, another one. Oh my god. Wipeout. Y'all making GT1 cars look hard. What's going on? Some of the best handling cars right there. I'm in a Mercury Cougar, for Christ's sake. Oh! Oh, Jesus. Really? Really? That reckless overtake for no reason, just to get re-overtaken immediately. Sheesh. I'm on the P1000s, Tim. I have the spring kit and the haptics. Everything else is, for the most part, stock on them. Whoa! I like springs personally for a brake pedal rather than the elastomers. Elastomers are too gooey. I like stacking 2 different pressure springs, so you get the initial push of the brake. Yeah, exactly. The initial push is a little softer, and then when you really step on it, it's a little firmer. You know. And not to mention, it's consistent. Elastomers, especially in the P1000s, are notorious for getting their settling. But the good thing about Simagic is now that I'm an affiliate, that puts me in the queue for testing all their new products before they release. So, yeah. So they're gonna send me, I think they said the 700s when those release to test and do a review on and stuff. So I'll be curious how the 700s feel. I have not tried the 500s. Obviously, I have the 1000s, and I'm never gonna get the 700s. But I'm curious, because I've had the Logitech Pros, and I thought those were real nice. P1000s, in my opinion, blow away the Logitech Pros, but they're, you know, more expensive. So they should. I actually, because I have the RS pedals for my collapsible rig for my G923, because those G923 pedals are LOL. But, the RS pedals are actually, for what they cost, really nice.
Is the Cougar any better after the update?
I mean,
Hard to tell.
here's the thing.
Looks like it's less swingy on the rear.
It might be. Oh, this guy crushed it again.
Oof, man.
It feels like they all are a little, like, honestly, it feels like they just tightened up the suspension. That's like what it feels like.
That's what it needed.
But I liked the way the cars drove before because they were harder to drive.
Yeah.
So it made sort of figuring them out feel better when everybody else was like for example, Group C now to me is too easy. But the thing is more people like it, so I get why they did it. But I really liked the way Group C handled before because they were very hard to drive. I just happened to be decent at driving them. But if you jump into AMS2, like, they are way harder to drive in Group C than these used to be. Now they're even easier, so...
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what's accurate to real life. I couldn't tell you. They're a prototype, so you assume that they don't have as much suspension sway and stuff like that. But they're, at the same time, they're also very old. And they make a lot of horsepower.
I'm not sure I'd want to know what they're like in real life.
Oh, I would. They're my kind of car. As much as like the super great handling cars are like fun, they're also, I don't know. I don't want to say soulless, but cars that have character are so much better to me than cars that are just. That's why I don't like GT3.
F198.
Yeah, GT3s are just meh. They're cool. They do everything fantastic, but they're boring because of it. I know I have a very unique opinion of GT3. Everybody likes GT3. I don't dislike them. But if we're going to talk overall spectrum of all the cars that exist, they are some of my least favorite. Like, I'll drive this Cougar 10 out of 10 times before any of the GT3 cars. My monitor just shut off 2 times in that turn.
Actually, you know what makes the Group C a little better now? Turn the traction control down.
Oh, you should turn.
You probably weren't using it at all. Right?
I typically, on my average, like, is what I'm doing right now. Obviously, authentic is 0 and 0, but typically what I like to do for this class, GTO, any of the older stuff, is I run no TC because they thrive with wheel spin. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like the GTO class especially does so well with oversteer. You can drive through oversteer and throttle through it so well, whereas TC makes it very like bobbly, you know, because it's pulling power, and so are you. So I run no TC and then ABS 1 to give me just a little bit of stopping assist. But for the most, the reason why I like ABS 1 is it's a safety net and not automatic ABS usage. Because a lot of the times when I brake, the ABS light won't even blip. But occasionally it does. But no, I definitely recommend turning TC off on those. I think the GT3 cars need TC more than Group C or GTO by like a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're designed to be used with it.
Yeah. I think the Mustang I like at 3 or 4 on TC. I've tried 1 and it's just it doesn't save you at all. The thing about TC is that you should figure out what the limit is of the car, and that's where TC should be set. So you can't go past the limit. Whereas 1 goes right past the limit.
I wonder if they'll ever get TC2 in this game.
Oh, longitudinal and latitudinal, longitudinal and longitude and latitude.
Lateral.
There we go. Lateral. There we go. Jesus, words are hard. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. That's like a down the road, like post 1 year dial-in type shit. You know?
Yeah, probably. Be nice though.
Yeah, you're a settings tinkerer. That's why you want that stuff. I just want my lobbies.
It's just the other game. All the other games have it.
No,
so,
I know. I just want my lobbies to
AMS2
not
doesn't have
crash.
it yet. They probably won't.
AMS2 has been like the new update came out today, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, honestly, you could have just released this later in a bigger patch. Like, these are all tiny, like, because like
it's just to get you to go there.
Yeah, exactly. You look at the patch notes, and you're like, none of these things I've ever noticed. Like, I would never experience those problems.
Yeah, just clean up.
You know?
Well, LMU had a patch, so they had to have a patch.
Yeah, right. Listen, I'm all for fixing bugs, but yeah, well, I'm sure. I want content updates, you know? Like, this game needs a lot of, like, repair updates.
Clean up.
But the other games have their
AMS2
bugs,
also,
but they're not as, you know, obvious.
Severe.
Yeah.
Although some of them in AMS2 have just been hanging around way too long.
Yep. like the way the cars handle. I know it's not a,
No,
I know it's not a bug. It's built into their game, but it's at a point where it's like, okay, guys. All right, guys. Like, it's funny, the point where, like, the handling, when this game first came out, the handling in this was very comparable to AMS2. It was a little bit tighter, but not much. And now, if I play this game and I go right over to AMS2, I can't drive AMS2 cars. They're way too slidey. Like, this is much more closer now to the grip levels of, like, say, a race room or something than AMS2. Whereas in the beginning, the handling characteristics of this were much closer to AMS2. So, I mean, I prefer. Honestly, I think this is in a really good spot. I think it's
pretty
right.
good spot, yeah.
I think we're in a car by car basis as to what I like driving better in this versus race room. For example, Group 5 in this, way more fun than Group 5 in race room. Group 5 and race room, it feels like they all make 300 less horsepower and they're all on rails by comparison. They're not like those cars should be powerful, reckless cars, very comparable to, they should be harder to drive than Group C. Because they lack all of the prototype characteristics. But here RC, maybe he'll crash us.
I've been tweaking my force feedback as we go. That's why I'm sticking with one car.
Yeah.
Seems like something has changed. Hard to put my finger on it, but something's different.
Which car are you in? The group 787?
Mazda 787.
I usually just go max downforce, and then I haven't gotten into but I keep telling people, like, this is why I haven't, like, I do some basic things that I absolutely know what's going to change every time, but like the guys that are going nuts designing these cars, and then the next update comes out and all the physics of the cars change.
Be all different.
It's like, why waste your time?
You just
learn
wasted your life.
Exactly. Just learn to drive the cars the way they are, you know?
Few things here and there. Yeah, I'm not wasting a lot of setup time. Mostly force feedback and research.
Yeah.
And graphics. Yeah.
A big, I will say, a real big, like, key to my heart is Group C. And this game, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you're looking at it, does it in spades. So, like, this is the best Group C experience that I've had. Now, Forza, AMS2, Gran Turismo. I wouldn't really count Race Room because they only have a couple cars and they don't have the best ones. I haven't played many other games besides those that have Group C in them. GT7s is the worst. They might as well be the Vision cars, the fake cars, the way those cars handle. Like, there's nothing authentic feeling about the way Group C feels in Gran Turismo 7. Forza's better. They feel a little boatier. But I would say the poster child before this game was AMS2. That was my favorite Group C experience. And then this game took it away. It took it away before this update. You know?
Group C and R Factor 2 is not too bad. It's pretty decent in an AC1, too.
I admittedly,
really,
I don't
really
have any
capturing
real
the
time in R
feel.
Factor 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not missing much.
Yeah, I booted it up. I tried it. I'm like, yeah, this has got AC1 base game vibes to me, so I don't feel like going down the modding rabbit hole, so I'll just back off. Yeah, I might jump on again tonight and try and get this figured out, because I really want this issue fixed. If I had one goal in terms of, like, if, like, the next patch comes out and just fixes this, it's like, as far as I'm concerned, now I can tell everybody when they ask me, should I get this game or not? I can say, yes, get this game. Because this issue is the one thing preventing me from like confidently saying that. Because you're never going to please everybody. There's going to be people that love and hate this game in a year from now, after it's in the best it's ever going to be, perfect or not or whatever. That's just how people are. It's like I always say, it's not my expression, but it's like the expression goes: if you aim to please everybody, you will please nobody.
It's like you got a pretty good mix in here,
Yeah.
but their flag doesn't really mean located in the country.
Yeah, because I mean,
hard to tell.
I think it's Britain for the default flag. My PlayStation is on the default flag, and I'm pretty sure it's Britain or Great Britain or whatever the flag is, whatever the official is.
Fury, is he actually in Australia? Oh, he's New Zealand, right?
I'm New Zealand.
Yeah.
I am, actually. Yeah.
Also forgot you were in here too, Furry. Jesus.
I muted myself. Yeah, the sun just came up. I had to close the blinds.
Oh, yeah, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning there, right?
No, it's 8:30 now.
Oh,
So what time is it at nighttime when you play, Furry? In the morning?
Your nighttime, your 11 p.m. is 5 p.m. here.
Oh, gotcha.
the next day.
Yeah.
The next day, yeah.
Oh, I gotta ready up. I'm over here like dilly-dallying. I forgot to hit ready.
All those pings look pretty good.
Yeah. Although that was one of the things we tested when the devs were in here. Sora slowed down his internet, so he had like almost 500.
498, right?
Yeah, he had almost 500 ping, and it had no effect. He got in the lobby just fine, did nothing.
So that's probably not it.
So it rules out ping.
It's probably people with other non-updated versions.
Well, that they said, and the reason why they suspect that this is the issue is that when they were in development, if someone joined with an old build or old build files, it would crash. It would do that. So
makes sense.
You know.
Yeah.
These Simagic gloves are really comfortable. I'm waiting for them to send. These are XXLs. I'm waiting for them to send me an XL and a large. I have the feeling large is gonna be my like perfect glove, but for the sake of streaming, I'm gonna want to use the extra large because I want to be able to take the gloves on and off frequently and not have to sit there and pry them off each individual finger. And based off the way these feel on my finger, they're actually pretty good, but the hand itself is way too big. So, not that you guys wanted to know my life story about my gloves, but now you do. Going on DK Mitch, what's going on Tabby? Tabaroo. Alright, so vehicle setup. I also like winter. Is my favorite. The reason why I pick winter is visuals. That's my biggest reason for picking the season in this game, are the visuals. I love the look of winter in this game. Summer I like the least, ironically. So max downforce. Drop the alignment boost quite a bit.
There's a little user interface bug where, like, if you set your force feedback strength car setup to 2.04, it only really goes up to 2.
Yep.
So then you save the setup, and then when you come back, it'll say 2 instead of 2.4.
Gotcha.
Just seeing.
Got it. All right, so
Spa! Yay! Look at that C9 hauling ass.
I love this car. no! All right, got to get back in the groove of Group C.
Ooh, that sun is blinding.
Yeah.
This looks like that historic spa we were doing.
Right.
With all the trees off, the leaves off the tree.
Yeah. It's one thing I got to give AMS2 credit where it's due. Its track variety is insane.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like, I guarantee you I could put 1,000 hours in AMS2 and not play a bunch of tracks. Or not drive on a bunch of tracks.
There's so many.
Same with the cars. Like, I don't know. There's just too much game. I'll never do it all. I mean, I'm not complaining. That's not a complaint. Too much. Just that. I'll never use it all.
This force feedback feels really good now. It's better than it was.
Ugh. I am rusty on this Sauber, that's for sure. Man, I'm drifting out of every line right now with this car. Here comes Sauber. Alright, I might have to go back into third in Eau Rouge here. That was way too much brake. Didn't need to hit it that hard. I think I might pull some downforce out of this car too. I can't break 200 right now. Oh no! I'm driving like a dope right now. I misshifted into fifth twice in a row. I literally went from second to fifth, pulled it out of fifth, put it back in fifth, trying to get it in the third, and then got it in the third, and then missed the braking zone because of that. Oh boy. I might have to switch back to the 787 for this track. This is a struggle bus right now. It's alright, I gapped Furry though, that's all that matters. 3 whole seconds, boy. I don't know if the rear downforce really helps with this car at all. I think I'm actually getting more understeer than anything else, so I might go back. What is it, 6 is factory, I believe? Or is it 4? Oh, let's try 4. We still got out there. Use the bathroom quick. All right. Took all the downforce out of this car, so here we go. This is going to be miserable. Or all the rear, anyway. But I mean, then again, it's the front that's been problematic, so maybe we'll be fine. What's the point of even winning and qualifying right now? I'll tell you. That's a bug for sure that they've had. Qualifying is almost pointless right now, at least in custom lobbies. No, these were sent from Simagic, Mr. Daly. Same with the FX Pro. I am officially a Simagic affiliate, so although these gloves are way too big, as I said earlier to the people in here that just don't care. But anyway, they are comfortable.
Here we go.
All right, let's gap these boys. Excuse me. Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
Oh! So it's funny, I have 4 pairs of Logitech gloves and 1 pair of Simagic gloves, and I have not paid a dime for any of them yet. Like, I might as well wear these gloves. All the Logitech ones were free through incentives, and then this one was obviously an affiliate sort of. Here you go. Oh.
Phone's on track. Oh, shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Man, Jesus Christ.
Good?
That one guy. Oh, shit. Oh, man. A lot of lag going on there.
Yeah.
Well, that was a rough first lap. God, man. What's with these track limits? 22 seconds slowdown.
Where are you driving, buddy? I don't have anything yet.
It said 22 seconds. I backed off, and then at 17 seconds, it
Oh,
went away.
it's a bug, yeah. I had one that was 3 minutes once. I do think they have to, as far as track limits go right now, the countdown penalty feels weird. Not the usage of it, like when it activates, but like how you make it go away. They've had 2 other iterations of it in the past, and I think I like both of them better. Like one of them was slow down under 49 miles an hour for X amount of time. That's very easy to understand. This one now is just like slow down, and then it's a timer, and you don't know where you have to slow down to.
I just let off the accelerator and let it slow down naturally until it goes away. Which really kills your race.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It'd be better, don't you think, if it only had to slow down to a certain speed?
That's what I was saying. I liked it before better. Originally it was like
Yeah.
33 miles an hour or something, and then they bumped it up to like 49, and now it's what it is now, and I like it now the least. Just because it's so hard to figure out what you have to do. Because I'll start slowing down and it just doesn't start counting down until it definitely still feels like there's a certain speed that I have to achieve or get below for it to happen. But I don't know what that speed is.
Let me see if I can get it to happen again, and then I'll see when it starts counting down at what speed. It's going to be in kilometers, though.
I can do the conversion later.
Let's see if I can cut the track here.
Ah! It's alright, no further action required. I'll take it.
Cutting the track like crazy, and that's not giving me a penalty. Yeah, I like this system.
I'm curious to know how it
There
actually
we go.
works.
There we go. It went away at 162 kilometers. I don't know what that is in miles per hour.
It's probably like 90 to 100 if I had to guess. Oh no! I've lost count of how many times my monitor is shut off.
That time it didn't go away until 100 kilometers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It feels so random.
Maybe it's determined by the severity of the cut. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. There's no clarity on it.
Needs some
Whereas before, where it was just
clarification on that.
49 miles an hour, I knew what I had to do. I could get on the brakes hard, get to that mile an hour, clear it, and then get right back up
Right.
to speed. Whereas right now, I'm like
Yeah.
slowing down, but like not enough. And I don't know when. And I actually cost you a lot more time not knowing what you have to do.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, this car drives a lot better with no rear downforce added. You're just able to oversteer the cars, whereas with the max downforce, it just plows the nose. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Eagles. That probably works pretty well, actually. Eagle said in chat that how he does it with the slowdown penalty right now is he waits till the next corner and he slows down then. That way it'll still register as slowing down, essentially, because you are slowing down, but it's not a massive penalty. Like, don't slow down in the straight, obviously.
Yeah.
How do a small channel people ever get anywhere? Grind. Be enthusiastic. And have fun. Don't do the same of everything. Like, if you can go and look at channels and see what they're doing, but someone's success might not be your success. And for record, I don't think I'm successful. I think I'm just getting a slight taste of the benefits of starting to get some level of traction. But if I stop doing this tomorrow, that's it. It's like, you know, it's like it never happened. But I've also had a podcast about motorcycles, made YouTube content for over a decade. So when I transitioned over to the sim racing stuff from a stream standpoint, I wasn't going into it blind. I'm going into it with different content, but sort of a foundation of how to do it. So the best advice I can give is find your niche. Yes, that's correct. I have about 1,000 subs right now from sim racing directly. The rest of it's motorcycle. But I've lost a lot of subs in the process of switching as well. The motorcycle guys that actively do not care about this stuff have unsubbed. And there might be still guys that still unsub that are waiting for bike content. But there's a good chance they're not going to get it. But, yeah. It's harder now to build a channel. The best way to do it is stream a lot and just a lot of videos. A video a day. Even if it's a short, a long term, even if no one clicks on it. The algorithm helps by just frequently posting. For example, look up the channel Dude Mungus. Actually, I'll just put it in chat.
I'm gonna take a little break.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna call it too, actually.
All right, I'll catch you later.
Yeah, I'll be on
Good
later
test
tonight.
though. Good
For
work.
sure, for sure.
Yeah. See you, Fury.
Good effort.
Yeah. Yeah. I probably won't be on tonight.
All right, very well. If that's the case, I'll see you tomorrow then.
All right.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to
Good
you.
luck
I appreciate
chasing
it.
the bucks.
Yep. All right, so let me show you quick here before I close out. So this guy right here, the buddy of mine who I know through motorcycles, he has 464,000 subscribers, 1,700 plus videos. I had, so you know, when he wasn't even monetized when I had over 20,000 subs on my channel. I just didn't take it seriously. I didn't care enough. I was just sort of doing the YouTube thing for the sake of promoting my business more so than promoting myself on YouTube. The advice I gave him at the time was grind. If you don't have an idea for a video, put up a video. Take some old content from a while back, re-edit it, put it up as like a memorial video or something, anything. Make content. Even if you don't know what to do, don't want to do it, the worst thing you can do on YouTube is stop. And here we are. I am a dot in his rearview mirror in terms of YouTube success. Because he spammed videos. Now, his videos are decent, but like, you know, that's how it goes. The best advice I can give is just grind. Just keep doing it. When you're getting no views, now don't get me wrong, slowly evolve your stream, you know, work towards making it better. But at the end of the day, frequency is important. You know, I'm not saying this is ever going to go somewhere for me. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. My thing is I'm doing this regardless because I'm having fun. But I built what I've gotten so far from this out of motorcycles. Like, if you go to my channel, we'll do it right now. Oh, not lives. Videos. And I've taken down a lot of videos. A lot of videos. Because I used a lot of non-copyright music that later on got copywritten. So, I don't share my copyrights. I just delete videos. Especially when they're old. So, but like if you notice, 2 months ago, and then here's, I intermittently on and off made bike content, but my prime was like 2017 to 2020 is where I put in most of my work on YouTube. And then I've just kind of coasted randomly ever since. Like, look. 1 year ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, 11 months ago, you know, but this is a funny video. This is one of my favorite videos I made. A reaction to someone talking about me. Here, let's do this quick. Let's watch me. Watch me. Talk about a, interesting world here. By the way, I'm about 185 pounds in this video, and I'm 145 pounds right now. So I might look a little thicker in this.
Yeah, that's funny as hell. Hey, tell Evan I said I ain't getting in the goddamn comment section. If he wants me on, he can put me on, but I just went my best time today, 1.50, 60-foot time. Chris Tart's out here killing motherfuckers out the hole. If he wants to goddamn dig, he can come goddamn dig, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
So a little context to this. This guy is leaving, he's having an Instagram conversation where he's sending voice-to-text messages, or no, sorry, just voice messages, I guess, as messages to someone who knows me. And he's just, this is all about me. And I'm just listening to the sent messages.
I will put a fucking rope on
He's talking
my
about
tail
racing
light
me.
and put one on his fucking headlights, and I promise you, he will not put no fucking slack in it. Do you want me to come on there and talk shit to him right now and tell him that?
A few moments later.
Hey, you know my first comment was, I'll put a rope on my tail light and one on your headlight, and I promise you, you will not put no goddamn slack in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? That was funny as hell. Hey, motherfucker, what's up? Hey, that was kind of funny though, wasn't it? He seen when I was in them goddamn comments, he was just like, oh, hell. Oh, shit, there's Chris Tart. And then all of a sudden, everything changed right then. He was like, oh, hell. That was kind of funny, though, man. That really was kind of funny. Hey, I appreciate that, though, man. Yeah, hey, I even dropped my number off. I said, motherfucker, call me, goddammit. Get me on. Let's do this thing. Shit. Motherfucker, hey, listen. I got more shit to say than he does. Hell, let's get it going on. Listen, dude, that was so fucking funny. When I was watching him, listen, man, when I was watching him, and all of a sudden he was like, oh shit, Chris Tart's here. I was like, ah, motherfucker, got your ass, didn't I? Hey, but listen now, I ain't lying now. I done heard my name in them damn podcasts 3 times. Now I said, listen, motherfucker, I'm here on the 4th one. What's up? Hey, I even did some dumb shit. I dropped my number on there. I said, call me.
Anyway, I don't want to torture you with 8 minutes of that, but if you're bored and want to listen to some special human being chat, there you go. But anyway, these are some videos throughout the years. Six years ago, 7 years ago. And I've been on YouTube for a long time, long time. And 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Watching you, it's funny watching you listen about you. Exactly. What a world. This is, yeah, 1300 horsepower GTR versus me on my S1000 back in 2015. Man, GoPros have come so far. They have come so far. Oh my God, right back to the top. You son of a bitch. Yeah. Whole lot of, yeah. Where's the this guy right here? No, not that one. Where's the RPM car? Problem is that some of this, actually, no, if these videos are still online, then technically I shouldn't get demonetized if they have music in them. Where is the video I'm looking for? Right here. As I say that, that video is absolutely demonetized. There's no way. That's him. All right, here we go. I'm checking out in a few minutes, Oil Slick, but I'll be back on later tonight. I appreciate that, though. That sounds terrible. God, GoPros have come so far. Anyway, you get the idea. Not here to bore you with my past. Anyway, so that's going to wrap this one. I'll be back later tonight. I want to keep testing this and figure out, get this bottom of this problem. So if you can, Oil Slick, I'm going to put up a new stream or a new, whatever you call it, where it's going to release in the future stream. The link anyway. You can send that to whoever you want to send it to, because I really am trying to get to the bottom of this bug, because it's got to get fixed, you know? I can't tonight, Oil Slick, unfortunately. I can't. So, but I appreciate it. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap this for now. This was just a spur of the moment thing where we tried to, and of course, we couldn't duplicate the problem. This is the worst part about chasing problems. We had 4 devs on standby in the lobbies. They know the problem exists. They've seen me have the problem. And they were in the lobbies to actively be there to try and find and fix this problem. And we couldn't get it to happen a single time. So, yeah. This isn't as easy as people think it is when, oh, just fix this. It's hard to fix something you can't make happen when people are actively ready to fix it, you know? This is the definition of bringing your car to the dealership to chase a noise, and then when they get there, or when you get there, the noise won't happen. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I'll see you all tonight at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Till then, have a good day.